comes to the top universities in the United States, you might think of Harvard, Stanford, or MIT. And it would be a significant omission if you didn't also include Yale University. Not only is it famous for its outstanding educational quality, but this institution has also produced exceptional talents for America. These include former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, the great actress of this era, Meryl Streep, and CNN journalist Anderson Cooper. But beneath the glamour and elegance of this over 300-year-old school, there exist secrets not everyone knows. One of them is the presence of Skull and Bones, one of the world's most powerful and mysterious societies, inaccessible to many. This society is shrouded not only in mystery from its bizarre initiation rituals but also by deep connections with those who have held the nation's fate. So what is Skull and Bones really? Why is it considered untouchable? A student at Yale University. In New Haven, Connecticut, Yale University is renowned as one of the top and oldest educational institutions in the U.S. Founded in 1701. Yale has become a symbol of intellect and scholarship, known for its quality programs and achievements across various fields. Due to its large student body, the school emphasizes diverse learning experiences and cultural exchanges. Volunteer activities, sports, and club formations are encouraged, setting the stage for such an organization to form. In the early 19th century, Yale was undergoing reforms and expanding its educational scale, attracting many outstanding students from various backgrounds. In 1832, a dispute over elections among student societies occurred at the school. To prevent this from recurring, members from initial student conferences split from their respective groups. William Huntington Russell and Alphonso Taft were two of them. Let's talk a bit about them. Russell was an American educator and politician with significant influence in Connecticut. Later, he served as a member of the Connecticut House of Representatives and was active in the state's political life. Though not a national figure, Russell became central to discussions about hidden power and influence in American society. Unlike Russell, Alphonso Taft was a prominent American lawyer, politician, and diplomat. He was known for his contributions in legal and political fields, holding key positions such as U.S. Attorney General, U.S. Secretary of War, and U.S. Ambassador to Austria, Hungary, and Russia. Alphonso was also the father of William Howard Taft, who later became the 27th U.S. President and Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. It must be said that both Russell and Alphonso had certain common traits at that time. They realized the need for a separate space where students could meet, exchange ideas, and connect with each other. Thus, Skull and Bones was founded with the goal of creating a strong network for future members. With 12 members, the first generation of this group was formed. Like all other campus clubs, Skull and Bones also has a main headquarters. It's called the Tomb, meaning the tomb or skull hall. This is a building located near the campus, in Gothic style, with no windows, creating an isolated and private atmosphere. This makes it difficult for outsiders to imagine the activities inside. Additionally, the building is surrounded by fences and dense trees, adding to the mystery of this club. The interior of the building makes many people feel even more eerie. The interior includes meeting rooms, library areas, and spaces for rituals. Each area is designed to serve different purposes, from discussions and research to performing initiation rites. The walls are often decorated with symbols, images, and objects related to the society's history and philosophy. Besides the tomb, Skull and Bones also owns an island called Deer Island. This is a resort spanning about 30 acres, located in the area with a scenic view. This is a resort spanning about 30 acres, situated on the St. Lawrence River. This island is often compared to Lushan Islands, with an area of 162,000 square meters. About 3 kilometers north of Alexandria Bay, between the states of New York and Ontario, Canada. Deer Island's purpose is described as a retreat for members to rest and relax. Due to its mystery and exclusivity, Skull and Bones quickly became famous across the campus and even throughout America at the time. Not stopping there, this society also caused a stir with its symbol. This, what you? It's a skull with 2 crossed bones, making it easy for us to recognize and remember. Additionally, it carries deep meanings of power, mystery, and connection to death. The origin of this image can be traced back to various ancient mythological stories and other secret societies that have existed throughout history. In Western culture, especially in the medieval period, the image of a skull and crossbones was often used to warn of death, danger, or as a symbol of immortality. This image was also used by pirates on the Jolly Roger flag to threaten enemies, emphasizing their ferocity and ruthlessness. This symbol of skull and bones is not just to show uniqueness but also to emphasize the society's core values. A profound awareness of death and rebirth. For members of the society, the skull and crossbones serves as a reminder of the fragility, encouraging them to appreciate and live life to the fullest. It also represents the connection between them, whether alive or dead. They belong to a secret and cohesive community. Furthermore, if you pay close attention, you'll see the number 322 beneath the skull and cross. What is its meaning? To this day, no one knows what 322 conceals about the secret society, as Skull and Bones has never publicly explained it. The most widely supported hypothesis is that this number is related to ancient Greek civilization, specifically the death of Demosthenes. He was one of Greece's greatest orators and politicians, famous for his many eloquent speeches opposing the expansionist power of King Philip II of Macedonia. His son was the king admired by the entire world, Alexander the Great. Demosthenes' life was marked by relentless efforts aimed at protecting Athens' freedom from the threat of the Macedonian Empire. However, after the death of Alexander the Great in 323 BC, the empire continued to seek control over Greece, and individuals like Demosthenes became targets of pursuit by the pro-Macedonian faction. In 322 BC, following a failed uprising by Greek city-states against Macedonian rule, Demosthenes was charged with treason and forced to flee. He sought refuge at the Temple of Poseidon on the island of Caloria, now world, but knew he could not escape his enemy's pursuit. He chose to commit suicide by poison to avoid capture. The death of Demosthenes not only marked the end of a talented orator, but also the collapse of one of the strongest voices in the fight to defend Greek freedom against Macedonian imperial invasion. It can be seen that the number 322 represents reverence for Demosthenes' fighting spirit. But if understood more simply, it merely signifies the founding year of Skull and Bones. When breaking down this number, 32 represents the year 1832. And 2 represents the continued bond among the organization's now. This seems to be a reasonable explanation for the society's origin. Thus, a mystery surrounding the number also contributes to the shroud of secrecy around the skull and crossbones and its activities. So, can people like you and I join this secret society? Unfortunately, the answer is very difficult. Skull and Bones places great emphasis on member selection and maintains unique symbolic standards that have been upheld for nearly 2 centuries. Each year, 15 outstanding Yale University students are chosen to join this. This decision is not based solely on academic achievements or individual talents, but also includes other factors such as leadership ability, family background, and potential for future development. If you meet all of the above conditions, then congratulations. Afterward, new members undergo initiation rituals, conducted secretly at the society's headquarters. Unlike welcome ceremonies of many other clubs, the ritual begins at 9. You must adhere to strict dress code requirements. Typically black robes, symbolizing formality and the first activity is blood initiation, also known as the rite of heart opening. Members must recount details of their lives, including events, mistakes, and personal secrets they have never shared with anyone. This activity is not only a test of courage, but also a way for new members to acknowledge their past and prepare for a new beginning within the society. Subscribe to the Dark Truth Files channel to recognize their own weaknesses and prepare for a new beginning. This sharing helps create a sense of connection and deep trust among members. When everyone feels that they are going through natural challenges together. The ritual of recounting life also has the purpose of delving into the psychology of it, forcing them to confront their dark side, thereby learning to accept and overcome it. This is also how Skull and Bones builds loyalty and cohesion among its members, because they have all experienced their weakest and most honest moments in front of each other. Once they pass this ritual, members feel as if they have entered a new family, where everyone understands and supports each other unconditionally. After being initiated as a member of Skull and Bones, another important ritual will take place. That is the rebirth ritual. It includes simulating death and resurrection, representing the abandonment of the past and the beginning of a new life. Members must participate in role-playing games, where they portray historical figures or symbols of power, with the aim of helping them deeply understand their new responsibilities and positions in society and the secret society. They will lie in a coffin to experience the feeling of dying and being reborn. This action is not only a physical challenge but also provides a powerful spiritual experience, helping new members deeply perceive the philosophy of the secrets. Rebirth from the coffin symbolizes the abandonment of the old self and the acceptance of a new person with responsibilities and loyalty to the society. After undergoing terrifying experiences and mental challenges, new members will be officially recognized with an oath and commitment. In front of senior members, they must promise to absolutely keep secret what happened throughout the initiation process. Thanks to this ritual, the stability and connection of Skull and Bones have been maintained for hundreds of years. Finally, the ceremony will conclude with a small party, where new members are officially welcomed. Seniors will present symbolic items of the society such as a badge or a skull and crossbones pinned to the juniors as recognition. Overall, unlike you and I joining clubs, joining the secret society Skull and Bones is both complex, mysterious, and intriguing. And perhaps because of this strict process, members of the Skull and Crossbones are all people with high social influence. So who are they? Like the Illuminati or the Freemasons, Skull and Bones also has its own prominent figures, deeply influencing many aspects of life. Most notably, perhaps, are these two gentlemen. President Bush father and son. They are both members of the society and have been U.S. presidents. Bush Sr. joined the Skull and Crossbones in 1948 and is one of the most prominent members. Before becoming the master of the White House, he had a notable political and diplomatic, including the role of vice president under Ronald Reagan, director of the CIA, and U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. Under Bush's leadership, the United States witnessed the end of the Cold War and the First Gulf War, two important events shaping the modern world. Not inferior to his father, Bush Jr. also joined the secret society and became the 43rd President of the United States. However, his political career was not very smooth and faced many major challenges. Most notably were the 9/11 terrorist attacks and the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. His foreign policies, especially the war on terror, were controversial but also strongly influenced international relations and global security. But regardless, Bush Jr. is also an important figure, a prominent member of Skull and Bones. This secret society has also contributed other outstanding talents to America in the field of diplomacy. That is McGeorge Bundy, class of 1940, one of the top foreign policy advisors of the United States during the Cold War. Bundy served as National Security Advisor to Presidents John F. Kennedy and Lyndon B. Johnson. In addition, he played an important role in many historical events, including the Cuban Missile Crisis and the Vietnam War. With his deep knowledge of international politics, Bundy helped shape U.S. foreign policy during the East-West conflict. Not stopping there, another member of Skull and Bones played a particularly important role in the field of American media. That is Henry Luce, who joined in 1920. Luce was the founder of famous magazines such as Time, Life, Fortune, and Sports Illustrated. These publications shaped not only how Americans view the world but also how the world views America. With his strong influence in the media, Henry Luce created an important information platform for America and the world throughout the 20th century. In addition, there are many other names in different fields such as finance, sports, logistics. It must be affirmed that many outstanding individuals in the United States and the world are members of the secret society Skull. These members, in one way or another, have been and are playing a significant role in shaping the future of nations and the global community. Their influence is not limited to the US but spreads worldwide, creating events and trends in the 20th and 21st centuries. It is precisely due to their secrecy and the presence of many outstanding figures that Skull and Bones has become the center of conspiracy theories. The most prominent rumor is undoubtedly about their ambition to control the entire world, through manipulating politics, finance, and society. So, we have just highlighted a few prominent members of the society. It's not hard to notice that in any important field of development in the US, Skull and Bones has made contributions. But this name has made people realize that the society is not just a group of elite students, but also a power network with the goal of maintaining and increasing its influence worldwide. According to conspiracy theories, the senior class society is seen as a powerful organization capable of manipulating global policies through its members. With the commitments made during the initiation ceremony, regardless of their political or financial positions, they will always prioritize the society's interests and use their positions to promote a pre-planned global agenda. And perhaps they will control and lead the world towards a direction called the New World Order. Let's talk a bit about this plan. It is a concept used to describe a global political, economic, and social system controlled by a group of elite forces. According to supporters of this theory, these forces include politicians, businessmen, major banks, and other powerful organizations, secretly collaborating to achieve the goal of establishing a single global government. The first significant event that added credibility to the New World Order theory was the establishment of international organizations like the United Nations and the International Monetary Fund, IMF. But South Africa is also believed to be related to the establishment of the New World Order. Those who believe in this theory think that the society's members, with their influence, can easily create policies that promote power towards a global government. S. Use of the phrase. Not stopping there, many society members have also been involved in world wars. For instance, in the 2003 Iraq War, US President George Bush and Senator John Kerry both required certain interventions. This event was crucial in US foreign policy, marking direct military intervention in the Middle East. This has led many to believe that Skull and Bones controlled both political sides and important decisions regarding war and international conflicts. It somewhat steered the war onto the pre-calculated path of the society, helping them gradually intervene in global issues. Not limited to politics and diplomacy, the Skull and Crossbones Society is also believed to control the education and media systems to shape public thought and perception. Henry Luce, the founder of Time magazine, who is considered a member of Skull and Bones, is a typical example of how this secret society controlled the media. Figures like Luce used their power to manipulate public opinion and control how events were reported. Another detail that strengthens the credibility of this theory is the establishment of the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. Many members of Skull and Bones have been involved in this agency, especially during the early days of the CIA's formation in 1947. This period was a time of geopolitical tension between the US and the Soviet Union. Thus, the role of the CIA became even more important, particularly in espionage, political intervention, and even assassinations. Conspiracy theorists believe that Skull and Bones took advantage of this situation to establish a powerful intelligence agency, not only to protect national security but also to serve as society's secret goal. A commonly cited example is the CIA's involvement in covert operations to overthrow foreign governments, such as in Iran in 1953 and Guatemala in 1954. This action was like killing two birds with one stone, benefiting the US while protecting the deep-rooted assets and economic interests of the Skull and Bones elite. One of the important factors fueling the conspiracy theory about this society and the CIA is the connection between the Bush family and both organizations. Many believe that this connection is not just a coincidence but part of the secret society's grand plan to control the government and powerful agencies, including intelligence. S hidden goals. By controlling this intelligence organization, the society it can be seen that in every important aspect, Skull and Bones has core members holding high positions. This has helped the secret society's ideology and plan to easily influence the US and even the world. Although there is no definitive explanation, this conspiracy theory presents many plausible points. Not limited to world manipulation conspiracies, this secret society is also famous for its dark, witch-like rituals. These rituals often involve skull and crossbones symbols, absolute loyalty and secrecy, but are no less eerie. While researching Skull and Bones, journalists and researchers have uncovered many stories about the society collecting strange memorabilia, including human skulls. The most famous rumor is likely the incident involving Geronimo's skull. Who is Geronimo? What happened? Born in 1829 and died in 1909, this tribal leader is famous for his resilience in leading the fight against the expansion of Americans and Mexicans into Apache territory, becoming a symbol of enduring struggle. After being captured, Geronimo was imprisoned until his death and buried at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, a U.S. military base. However, the Apache leader did not rest in peace for long before being disturbed. In 1918, under the cover of darkness, Geronimo's grave was desecrated by some unidentified individuals. They, along with accomplices, took the skull and some personal artifacts of the tribal chief and brought them to a secret base. It would not be surprising if they went to Yale University, straight to the tomb, the main activity site of the Skull and Bones Society. The incident remained successful until it was exposed in 2006. A letter dated 1918 talks about a group of Skull and Bones members stealing skulls. There are a total of 6 people participating in this adventure, including Prague Goldberg, whom we just mentioned above. But what is the real purpose of this action? Although there is no full official evidence, there are some popular theories explaining why Geronimo's skull became the target. As mentioned before, this American hero is a symbol of resistance and courage. Stealing the skull of such a powerful figure could be considered a symbolic act of controlling power. Skull and Bones has long been associated with symbols of power, such as the skull and crossbones, often considered to represent death and domination. It's possible that possessing Geronimo Additionally, many believe the stolen skull was intended to serve some important ritual of the society.
Owning strange or symbolic figures is a way to create sacredness and mystery for their rituals. Moreover, it can be a challenge in the initiation ritual to test the courage of new members.
Once the mission is completed, it would resemble the society's recognition of the newcomer, laying the groundwork for advancement in terms of status. Furthermore, the one who most skull could be considered a sacred or powerful relic, contributing to the symbolic value of the society. Despite the lack of evidence, the incident has increased the mystery and fear surrounding the skull and crossbones. Although the skull and crossbones has existed for nearly 2 centuries, it remains a mysterious secret. For many years, this society has attracted public attention due to its secrecy, strange rituals, and the network of power that they possess. Many believe that Skull and Bones has played an important role in shaping America's historical and political events.
However, from my personal perspective, I think Skull and Bones is not simply a university club. It still holds too many mysteries and hidden agendas.
It must be affirmed that the secrecy and power of this organization are very appealing. Each year, only the 15 most talented individuals who meet the society's strict standards are selected. Organizing additional unusual rituals with a terrifying tone is also a unique feature that not every underground group.
Similar to the Illuminati or the 8-Point Society, I believe Skull and Bones also has deep intervention in many areas of life, not only in America but globally. By creating a network of powerful individuals, the society can reinforce social stratification and increase the gap between the wealthy and powerful and the rest of society.
Despite the conspiracy theories, members of the secret society have not spoken out. Even during the 2004 U.S. presidential election, when interviewed about Skull and Bones, both George W. Bush and John Kerry said that everything is secret.
Although from different parties, they are still members of the Skull and Crossbones. This implicitly confirms that the secret society at that time almost determined who would be the head of the White House. In my opinion, Skull and Bones is not merely a student organization at Yale University, but also reflects larger issues of social stratification, power, and inequality in the U.S. political and economic system. Hundreds of books, documentary films, and special television programs have been released in an effort to learn more about the inner workings of Skull and Bones. But it seems the only way to know the truth is to become a member of the society. Not politically colored with the goal of changing society like the Illuminati, not religious and moral in nature like the Freemasons, Skull and Bones is a much different, much more mysterious secret society. Although information about the society remains a mystery, we know that prominent members have and may hold power, directly influencing many aspects. This has sparked many conspiracy theories surrounding this secretive club.
Secret rituals, terrifying symbols, and near absolute secrecy have created a mysterious Skull and Bones.
To this day, we cannot find convincing evidence to clarify the conspiracy theories. The existence and influence of Skull and Bones are part of the American social power system, where power traditions and elite connections create social divisions.
Ultimately, this secret society may still be a big question for those seeking the truth about its role in history and the present.
The secret investigation programs and conspiracy theories surrounding this society have somewhat created appeal and mystique, making Skull and Bones a special symbol in American culture and in the global public imagination. Let's keep hope, because maybe you and I will learn the secrets of this secret society in the future. Subscribe to the Dark Truth Files channel to see the latest videos.